it chapter by chapter, one bite at a time. So many adventures and mountains we can climb. Take it word for word, line by line, one bite at a time.
Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read, and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. If you want to know what's coming next and vote on upcoming books, sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. You can find most of our links in the show notes, but also our website, biteatatimebooks.com, includes all of the links for our show, including to our Patreon to support the show, and YouTube, where we have special behind the narration of the episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic authors to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please note, while we try to keep the text as close to the original as possible, some words have been changed to honor the marginalized communities who've identified the words as harmful, and to stay in alignment with Bite at a Time Books' brand values. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 2. A Nest for Owl and a Warbler. It was in front of this Gorbeau house that Jean Valjean halted. Like wild birds, he had chosen this desert place to construct his nest. He fumbled in his waistcoat pocket, drew out a sort of a passkey, opened the door, entered, closed it again carefully, and ascended the staircase, still carrying Cosette. At the top of the stairs, he drew from his pocket another key, with which he opened another door. The chamber which he entered, and which he closed again instantly, was a kind of moderately spacious attic, furnished with a mattress laid on the floor, a table and several chairs, a stove in which a fire was burning, and whose embers were visible stood in one corner. A lantern on the boulevard cast a vague light into this poor room. At the extreme end there was a dressing room with a folding bed. Jean Valjean carried the child to this bed and laid her down there without waking her. He struck a match and lighted a candle. All this was prepared beforehand on the table, and as he had done on the previous evening, he began to scrutinize Cosette's face with a gaze full of ecstasy, in which the expression of kindness and tenderness almost amounted to aberration. The little girl, with that tranquil confidence which belongs only to extreme strength and extreme weakness, had fallen asleep without knowing with whom she was, and continued to sleep without knowing where she was. Jean Valjean bent down and kissed that child's hand. 9 months before, he had kissed the hand of the mother, who had also just fallen asleep. The same sad, piercing, religious sentiment filled his heart. He knelt beside Cosette's bed. It was broad daylight, and the child still slept. A wan ray of the December sun penetrated the window of the attic and lay upon the ceiling in long threads of light and shade. All at once, a heavily laden carrier's cart, which was passing along the boulevard, shook the frail bed like a clap of thunder and made it quiver from top to bottom. "Yes, madame," cried Cosette, waking with a start. "Here I am! Here I am!" And she sprang out of bed. Her eyes still half shut, with the heaviness of sleep, extending her arms towards the corner of the wall. "Ah, mon Dieu, my broom," said she. She opened her eyes wide now, and beheld the smiling countenance of Jean Valjean. "Ah, so it is true," said the child. "Good morning, monsieur." Children accept joy and happiness instantly and familiarly, being themselves by nature joy and happiness. Cosette caught sight of Catherine at the foot of her bed. and took possession of her. And as she played, she put 100 questions to Jean Valjean. Where was she? Was Paris very large? Was Madame Thénardier very far away? Was she to go back, etc., etc.? All at once she exclaimed, "How pretty it is here!" It was a frightful hole, but she felt free. "Must I sweep?" she resumed at last. "Play," said Jean Valjean. The day passed thus. Cosette, without troubling herself to understand anything, was inexpressibly happy with that doll and that kind man. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com and check out the shop. You can check out the show notes or our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media as well.